Are we ready? Good afternoon. My name is Allison Hamilton.
My name is Kristen Howe.
My name's Logan Preston.
And I'm Ethan Roberts.
In 2022, there were approximately 5,000 to 6,000 crashes due to drunk driving. So our app would provide users with a safe way home if they went out to a party and they got drunk. But with our app, it also provide users no judgment or anything like that, no judgmental, no hard feelings towards them, just a safe way home.
So we all are going to be graduating in May. We're all seniors this year. As seniors, when we walk across the stage in May, there will be a blank seat from our graduating class. When we were in 8th grade, there was a boy in our class who was the sweetest little boy ever, and unfortunately, going into our 8th grade year, he was hit by a drunk driver. This cost him his life, and unfortunately, he won't be able to attend our graduation in May. His future was taken from him, and it was really devastating. It's really hard. It really affected our community, but it also affected us and showed us that this is a problem, and we never ever want to see another blank seat at graduation, and we never want any families to have to go through what his family went through. So our entire mission is that we know people drink. We know teenage drinking is a trend, and it's a problem, and we can't stop drunk driving, but our goal is to prevent any further accidents so nobody else has to miss their graduation. We want all of you here safely.
On October 3rd, 2024, the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet came to our school showing a truck that had been in a drunk driving accident. In the simulation, the truck started rolling like in a drunk driving accident, and it even showed at one point the person in the truck coming out of the car, getting thrown out of the car. Also, our SR officer ran us through a DUI field test, which each of us received drunk goggles, which made it like drunk driving. In this, we had to walk across a line and give each other high fives, which showed the 3 feet indicator where it would show the difference, like in the yellow line when driving, that showed that you'd be in the other lane. We also drove go-karts while the passengers had the drunk goggles on, which showed just how different it is whenever you're driving drunk compared to regular.
Do you all have children? Okay, so we know that drinking as a teenager is just a thing that everyone does. We know that we can't stop it, so we just want to prevent this to maybe help it. And also, peer pressure is a real thing. Like if you go to a party, maybe you're not planning on drinking, but you see your friends doing it, maybe someone you like's there, and you just want to seem cool, so you do it just to seem like cool. So you didn't have a driver planned, you didn't plan on this, so you could use our app and you would get home safely. So our cost would be $3.99 a month. We have talked to Ashley Tackett-Lafferty. She is our state representative, and if this app does become a real thing, then she is going to give us a grant to lower that cost.
And with Ashley, we have also spoken with Appalachian Wireless, and we're possibly trying to work out partnering with Appalachian Wireless to help make our app more accessible in more areas of our community, because we know there are areas where there's not as much service. So we're trying to work with Appalachian Wireless to hopefully make our app more accessible to everybody. So this is our app design. You will start where this is what you'll open when you open the app. Oh, yeah, it's not touchscreen. Sorry. So this is our app when you open it. Then you will see our mission, which is to provide safety in everyone's life in difficult and uncontrollable situations, and to keep individuals safe and prevent accidents and injuries. Then you have our profiles. My name is Allison, and I drive a white Ford, and I'm 18 years old.
I'm Ethan Roberts, and I'm 18 years old, and I drive a red Toyota RAV4.
My name's Kristen. I'm 18 years old, and I drive a pink Bronco.
And I'm Logan Preston. I'm 18 years old, and I drive a gray Toyota Tacoma.
You will also see stories of people that we know that we have picked up before our app. So there was a girl on homecoming night. She went to the dance with a boy from her class, and he began drinking, and he was our ride home. So then she didn't have a way home. Chris went to the dance and picked her up and her date and drove them both home. So that way neither one of them had to be in an uncomfortable situation. And this is also what helped us inspire our app. There was a girl on Halloween night who went bowling with a boy, and he began driving, like drinking in the parking lot, and Ethan went and picked him up and gave them all a ride home. And then at a birthday party, Logan picked up a boy who got peer pressured into drinking. Then at the bottom, you can get in touch with us through email, but we also have our promotion video that I'm going to play for you guys.
Now I am knowing I get high, but I can't get easy. I really try. Ever spins down on my shoes. I'm a dancing man, now I can lose. Alright, that's okay. You may look the other way. We can try to understand. Real times and acting man. Whether you're a brother or whether you're a mother, you'll sing alive, sing alive. Feel city breaking and everybody shaking. You'll sing alive, sing alive. Sing alive. Sing alive, sing alive, sing alive.
So you would click this button right here, and it takes you to our app. So this is on a phone. This is what it would say. So it says you can click this red button for a driver, and for medical emergencies, call 911. So basically, you click the red button, and it would send you our location. We're at UPike, so you can see over here on the side that it does say University of Pikeville. So the purpose of our app is to help people get home safe. Some people can be at a party or be drinking and call their parents, but in some cases that's cannot happen for everyone. So I live alone, and if I'm at a party and I'm drinking, I don't have anyone to call to come pick me up. So even I could use this app and click this button and have someone come pick me up.
So is the $3.99 per year per user, or monthly, or per ride, or monthly? And then is this only focused on riders that are under 21?
Our main advertisement was towards high schoolers because we're high schoolers and we're mostly towards kids our age, but I like the idea of expanding to maybe other people outside of high school, because high school was just our main focus.
Do you know if there's like liability in transporting underage drunk kids?
In our talking with Ashley Tackett-Lafferty, we've also, made plans to discuss about liability since she is a lawyer, and, we've been speaking to her about how we can make everything safe and legal.
And then I wondered, with the data that you pulled on number of auto accidents that are around drunk driving, if the drunk drivers if you have like an age range for them.
The age range that was on the first slide, so that was people under 21. So like our age, like high schoolers.
So those are the folks like what was it, 4,000 to 6,000 or a year?
Yeah.
So those are people under 21 that have caused an accident from
Or
being
have been in one.
Or have been in one.
Yes.
Okay. And then what do you all think about policy around changing the drinking age so that we get more responsible alcohol use under the age of 21. Like in Europe, you know, you can drink at 16, 17, 18, depending on country. Clearly, you guys are already assuming that you're going to have high school students that are going to be drinking, or there wouldn't be a use for your service. So should we start there and educate, or just assume this is going to occur and try to facilitate?
Like the Kentucky Transportation Department comes to our school to help educate students on what the causes of drinking. They also host a class that all 7th grade and 10th grade students have to attend. And in the class, they tell you the effects of what alcohol can do to your liver and how it can hurt your body. And you know, that's what also gives us our information about how bad alcohol is. But we also know that that doesn't really do a lot because it still happens. I think maybe we should consider changing laws to help, but, you know, the Kentucky Transportation Department does educate and, you know,
Thanks.
thank
Great job, everyone. And I like that you are well branded for your presentation, so gives strength to your team presence. My question is, how many drivers do you have currently? And is that full coverage for when, the times and the days that people might call through the app for a ride?
So as of right now, it's just us four, but over time, we're looking to expand. But just right now, like I said, it's just us four, and we do take shifts. So like if somebody needs us like in the middle of the night, we can go pick them up in the middle of the night.
How many calls have you been getting?
Just like none right now, yeah.
That's good, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
One other thing that we've been planning to do is to get like retired cops to come and like maybe join to help us eventually. Like if we can get it lifted, like we'd like to try to get other like retired cops to help us drive.
Also, eventually the app, so you could like submit a picture of your driver's license, and if like it clears you and you have to like a background check and stuff, then eventually you can also become a driver.
What is the radius in which you all plan to travel to pick these individuals up?
Okay, so right now, it's locally, so like throughout our high school, like some Prestonsburg High School, Floydtonsburg High School, but we are looking to expand that, but as of right now, it's just locally.
Okay, so as a business model, thinking of spending $3.99 a month, have you all calculated how many subscribers you would need to have within that radius to support and bring in the revenue you need for gas and proper insurance coverage and, you know, travel needs and whatnot?
Yeah, so it's a nonprofit, so we would just be doing this because this is something we want to do.
Correct, but you will have expense. You're going to have insurance to cover you, you know, for driving, you know, gas expense, you know, oil changes, tires, you know, there's going to be expense along with this that's going to have to be covered. And so I'm just kind of curious what your strategy is for that.
So we're hoping that with our talking with Ashley Tackett Lafferty, that she will also help us get like the State Department involved in helping us, the Transportation Department, and we're hoping they'll give us some grants and help us to get things starting and running. And for now, we will all work for free, and we even don't care to pay for our own gas to do it, just for now, because we know it's important and this means a lot to us. And then as we make money, we plan to put that into expanding and then paying other drivers, even though for now we're all doing it for free, and all the $3.99 a month will just go into hopefully expanding this and making it bigger so there's no more accidents.
Very good. And my last question is while you're doing this in an attempt to keep others safe, what are you all doing to keep yourselves safe when you get somebody in the car that may be intoxicated? Sometimes they may be a little unruly. You all are young and traveling to places, you know, in the dark and through these mountains. What plan do you all to keep yourselves safe? What plan do you have to keep yourselves safe?
So even though we get your location, our locations will be shared amongst us so we all know where we're at, and we will all be in constant contact with each other So that way, if there is something where somebody is really unruly and you can't do it alone, then we will all be able to back each other up and help each other. And if somebody feels unsafe to go alone to a call, we can, partner up and go together. And that will help keep us safe. And then we'll all have each other's location. So we all know where we are at all times. So we're all safe with each other.
I have several questions. One is, well, first of all, let me say I think this is amazing. I mean, it's so wonderful to think that you are thinking of each other and looking for creative ways and working hard to solve a lot of issues that come up, surrounding the idea of helping your friends and helping people feel safe and be safe. So I like that very much, and thank you for that work. One question is, could this possibly encourage students to take more risk because they feel like they'll be rescued if something happens? Like, well, I wasn't going to go to that party, but I think I will go because if anything happens, I can always call underground.
Yeah, that's actually a great point. That may happen, but even if it does, we just still want to be here just in case to keep people safe.
Yeah. And then another question, it's a little bit similar, which is there a way to keep people from possibly abusing the system? Like, well, I'd call an Uber or I'd take my own car, but it's much cheaper if I just call this service to pick me up. I mean, that may not be an issue, but it just popped into my head. So you don't even need to answer that. Maybe just think about it, What's the possibility of people using it or abusing it? And then here's my last one, which is, do you think it would be possible to, because you guys are coordinating among yourselves very well, it sounds like, and you help each other and you look out for each other and you are ready to provide a ride. Would it be possible to create an app that would allow all the students to do the same thing? You could have a core group of friends, encourage each person to have a core group of friends who will always look out for them. And so they wouldn't necessarily have to have a paid service with an unknown person coming to get them. It could be just peer-to-peer, encourage people to use your app and have a set of 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 friends who will come and get you. So I guess that's just an idea too.
I like that idea. Thank you.
But I like your work and I appreciate the thought totally. It's a great
Thank you
idea.
so much.
Thank you.
I also agree. I think it's a great service that you're willing to do, and I assume most of your customers are going to be, local, and probably you would know a lot of them already. But just a quick question on the startup side of it. I didn't really see any numbers on, what startup cost was going to be, capital. I know you said you were going to try to get some grants for that, but have you put any numbers together on the cost to get started?
Since we all already have our own vehicles, because we're all 18, and we all have insurance on our cars and stuff, to start, it won't cost us anything to, because we're all doing it for free, and we're all paying the gas out of our own pockets, so that won't put any money on our company. And so that should keep it, and then we're still discussing numbers with Ashley. We don't know, we haven't come to a set number yet with her.
What about like building the app, those parts of it, there's costs associated with that? Do you have an actual prototype of that app yet or a website? This is a design, right, that we looked at, you shared with us, but not active yet? Is that? Okay. Have you looked at what it would cost to take that design and make it something?
The thing that I showed up with that outline of our app, it would be $19.99 a month to get it going.
Okay. I want to agree with everybody else. It's really cool and innovative approach. Underground reminds me like Underground Railroad. Is that what you played that off of? Or, it's like this Safeway Home. You said lots of things there that resonated.
Yeah, kind of like Underground Secret.
Like when the rehabilitation happened and they banned alcohol and people ran underground.
Yeah, and then staying alive, I like that. Like And for me, even, I think safe way home was something you said in your presentation beyond just potential drunk drivers, just people who are in compromising situations and a way out. So have you thought of any other, you kind of shared your one business model, the monthly subscription. Have you thought of another, did you have plan B, plan C? Have you thought of other ways you could potentially generate revenue from that? Because even if it is going to be a nonprofit, you can still generate revenue and will need to cover some costs and expenses.
We've discussed maybe like adding other products to it that could make, like once we expand a little more and once we get our company really big, maybe adding something like a bracelet or a necklace or something, so that way it's a little faster. But, you know, that would come with time and expansion on our company. But those are just some ideas we've, you know, discussed together that might help generate profit in the future.
If you guys figure out the liabilities and legalities of making something like this, you need tech help, reach out to us at BitSource. But yeah, the only other thing I can think is kind of like information security for users, you know, because you're going to end up having a data map of like where all these underage kids drink and probably where alcohol is being provided to kids underage. And, you know, I'd be curious to see if the state's working with you on, you know, creating this, how that data is going to be used, and if a student's going to be, you know, okay with sharing that information with you or not. But anyway, something to think about.
One thing that I'm just kind of wanting to throw out there is obviously this is a great idea that you all have come up with to keep people safe. You know, obviously the idea is that you never need it because you know, we don't want people out there drinking and driving, especially young people. But have you thought about going a little deeper to help educate at a younger age? You know, maybe children, you know, from the elementary and middle school level, to start educating them on the importance of not drinking and driving and safety and things like that, so you can kind of build that cure from the bottom up.